I guess we don't need the players quite here yet because, they know what I'm about to say, and because I told them at halftime, and that was, we got to figure out who we are. I think that was our worst 10 minutes of the year to start the game. We got really frustrated. I think it culminated with and kind of stopped the frustration with KJ getting ejected, and it was just kind of our mindset, and we weren't scoring, and then defensively we just kind of collapsed, and it was really not just frustrating but disappointing, the progress we've made this year to play 10 minutes like that. That being said, I'm just really proud of our guys to be able to change that, and this team's been really resilient. I think we've been down double figures in every last 4 games, I believe, and have been able to dig our way back. And today we were able to dig our way all the way back, and then obviously dig out a win. So I thought the irony of playing our worst 10 minutes of the year, the first 10 minutes of the game, I think the second 10 minutes of the first half was our best 10 minutes. So how can you go from night to day, in a 1-minute period? I don't know, but they were able to do that, and I think that 10 minutes of the first half is something we can really build on. And the second half was kind of choppy, and we didn't really get the defensive stops we needed to really blow it open. But we're getting better. We're getting better defensively. I thought we've been rebounding the ball really well the last 4 or 5 games, and that continued. And I think we're finding different ways to win and outscore people. And I own a game we just outscored them. Today we were able to disrupt them defensively and out rebound them and get to the line, beat them at the line. So there's some positives there to build on and go on the road for 2 more games.
Coach, talk specifically about that first half and the timeout that came after the 8-minute timeout. What did you say at that point? Because at that point, KJ had already been kicked out, and you guys were down by 12.
Well, again, it's a fine line. I said we don't need to panic, but we need to change our mindset. We need to get aggressive, and we need to start attacking them, because right now it's like a boxing match. Every possession somebody's going to dictate, and they were really in control of the game. And again, I've been really pleased. We haven't panicked, and we have been able to fight our way back, but we did it with our defense, and our defense created some offense for us. And then once a couple guys saw balls go through, I mean, again, Timmy got into that like he did at USC, where he started yipping, 3-footers. Once he saw 1 or 2 of those go through the hoop, then it just changes everybody's mindset. And interesting. I thought Jordan Griffin came in and really gave us a great lift, and because we were struggling, we were scoring easily in the second half, but not getting stops. I didn't go back with him, but it's we need everybody, and he's the third 2 guard to go in the game and comes in, but his energy, was really evident and gave us a spark, and that's what you're looking for guys off the bench. And our depth is our probably our biggest strength, and tonight I think it really came through. I thought Ron came off the bench, gave us a lift. Like I said, Jordan Griffin did, and I thought Edon, played solid. And Mace was huge when KJ got ejected to come in, and Mace is really unsung defensively. When we're having that run, he was in the middle of that with a lot of bailing guys out when they get beat on the bounce.
Coach, I noticed that Demetrius Mims got the start. Was that just experimenting with lineups, or just to have a better defender in there?
Demetrius got the start because he earned it. Demetrius was all over the place the last 2 days in practice, and just, I tell guys all the time, I don't decide who plays. You guys do, and as a coach, sometimes, as a freshman he's going to make mistakes and he's probably not quite ready, but he earned it. I mean, he played the hardest the last 2 days in practice. He was aggressive and all over the boards, and he didn't get in a flow today. He got in some fouls and everything. But Demetrius is going to be fine. But, I think as a coach, you have to reward people that practice hard and give you the things that you're asking them to do. And so I was, pleased that he earned that. And, there was nobody did anything wrong or any of that. It wasn't really experimenting. It was going with the guys that I thought were going to come ready to play. And we did not practice well yesterday, and that's something that kind of overflowed into the first 10 minutes, I think, as the same mindset we kind of had in practice. And that's the place where we are as a team, is learning how to, I always tell them there's 5 stages of winning, and the second stage, the first stage is learning how to compete. These guys are competing, but we're stuck right now in the second stage of learning how to prepare to win. And that first 10 minutes was indicative of how we practiced, and we've got to prepare ourselves mentally and physically better than we did to avoid a start like that.
Now joined by Deshaun Booker and Temedai Youssef. You can open the questions for them as well.
Coach, coming up next, looking at the schedule, Fresno State, they came in here and really gave it to you guys last year. What are you looking to tell your guys heading into that matchup?
Well, this is kind of redemption week for us. I mean, last year, the Southern Utah road loss and the Fresno home loss were 2 pivotal games in our preseason that kind of turned it the wrong direction for us instead of giving us more momentum going into the season. We win those 2 games last year, we would have had a heck of a preseason when you put those 2 with the Stanford win and the Oregon State win and the San Francisco win. But we lost those and that opportunity. And like I told them, okay, that was last year. This year now they can be just as pivotal for us and be the two games that turn our season in the right way. So we got one of them, and now we have an opportunity to go to Fresno on Saturday and like you said, it's kind of redemption week, and see if we can do that with Fresno. But Fresno's a level up than these guys as far as, and it's on the road. We're going to have to play better than we did today.
Deshaun or Temi, you guys got off to a slow start. It was pretty chippy. What did you guys see there in the beginning of the first half, the first 10 minutes?
Obviously, we came out slow. We knew that we had some mistakes, but we knew that we were forcing the mistakes. It wasn't really them forcing the mistakes. So we knew if we slowed down and played how we played, get stops, our coaches were emphasizing defense, and that's what we've been emphasizing all year. So we knew if we focused in on defense and started locking up, our offense would come. And we just believed in ourselves, stood together, and everybody focused on the game plan.
And for you, Temi, you had a big night. Booker, a big night in the second half. As the leading scorers on this team, leaders, are you guys looking to play off each other a lot offensively, or just whoever's got the rhythm?
Was that for me? Or
Go ahead, Book.
well, we talk a lot. We're roommates on the road. We try to figure out where our guys are open, where each other are open, and I guess as the leaders, we have to learn to play with each other and play through each other to help the other guys get in their spots and stay available and succeed, I guess.
Temi, the difference between you in the middle, probably talking about 10-minute blocks, you in the middle 10 minutes of that first half, and then in the last 7, I think I had you for like 9 points and 5 rebounds in the last 7 minutes of that first half. Is that a mental difference for you? Is that a game plan difference from you? How do you beast out like that?
Like I said, we started off slow, and it comes from the captains on down. So, me and Dede started off slow, so I knew I just had to pick up my intensity, pick up my level of play for us to, pick up our level of play. I mean, it just happens. My teammates look for me all the time. I know if I'm aggressive on the glass, easy opportunities will come. So I just try to pick up the intensity whenever I can and do whatever to help the team win. So that was really my focus.
Bulk, in the second half, you absolutely came alive, and I think I've seen you smile more tonight than maybe all of last season. It looked like you were having an absolute blast out there. Is it starting to click for you? Is the game going a little bit slower? Because it seems like the more fun you're having, the better you play.
I think it's kind of starting to click for the whole team. That's what's fun about it. Everybody's playing well and playing together. And I love basketball. That's beautiful basketball right there. It just makes me smile.
Talk about what Coach just talked about, the redemption week,
Yes.
getting a win over these guys. How much do you want to get back at the Bulldogs this weekend?
Oh man,
You know, we know that, you know, they're a good team, probably one of the better teams we're going to play in this preseason. And we know that last year they came in our house and embarrassed us. You know, a lot of the guys are coming back that were on that team, and we know what we have at stake, and we know that it's going to be a challenge, especially on the road. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be harder than what it was when they were here. So we know that we got to come out and fight. It's going to be a 40-minute fight. That's what our coach has been preaching to us, is how well could we fight for 40 minutes, and that's where we're going to go into the game with that mindset and, you know, do the right things, and we'll get rewarded with a win, hopefully.
Good to go? All right.
Thanks, Sean. Travel safe.
Timmy, you're kind of giving the DJ